Did you choose public service or did public service choose you? Hi, I'm Lazandra, and on this channel, I speak to Black women, senior leaders in the public sector, helping you navigate support in your role, discussing leaving service, separating from your public service position, and life on pension, life after public sector. I quit my job on my 55th birthday in 2021. Not that long ago, if you're watching this video in 2024. I quit it on my birthday, and I haven't looked back. And I created this space to have a conversation with other Black women in senior leadership roles. I left as the executive director after having spent over 20 years in the public sector, and I've worked at various levels of government. And I just wanted to have this discussion and really, share my journey, some practical tips and things that may support you in your role, and for you to see it's possible and that there is life after public sector, there is life on a pension, and to let you know that there is joy over here. So I was really having this conversation with self today, and thinking about my public sector career and wondering how you chose or how you ended up in the position that you're in. And I thought it'd be a good idea to share a little bit about my journey of being in the public sector and when did I make that decision. Now, for me, I started out when I went to college. I thought I wanted to do psychology. That was my initial major. And just to say, I started out in junior college, or they call it community college now. It's called junior college back when I went. And I started out in psychology, but took some sociology classes and became very interested in sociology and kind of the study of groups and peoples and cultures. And so that became very intriguing to me. So that's what I ended up getting my degree in sociology. And I remember this particular class while I was in college, and there was a question asked of everybody in the classroom. And I believe it was a public policy class, like who sees their self kind of in a management role in kind of the public sector. And I was literally the only person that raised my hand. So for me, did I see myself eventually in a management position? Yes. And I knew early on in my professional career that for me, that meant being in a position to help to affect change and do things on a macro level. And so I did start out in a nonprofit, but ended up going to a state level government job in a management position, quasi management. I mean, had a lot of role and responsibility, like a program manager like position. And that started my professional career. It was important for me to work on a macro scale. For me, it was how can I best serve people? How can I make sure voices are heard? Because what I saw in all levels of government, and I did start out working in the federal government at a naval air station, was that there was not people who looked like me in a position of authority to actually make change. But oftentimes, some of the key policies and decisions that were being made that affects communities, and particularly communities of color, there were not a lot of people from those communities in those decision-making positions. So for me, it was important that I position myself to sit at the table, to unfortunately have to be that sole voice that can say, hey, wait a minute, did we think about this? Do we look at this? And so for me, my career was built on that. And one of the things that was important for me is that I always leave the place better than I came. So it was always something before I moved on, that there was a project or something that has been institutionalized since I left. And I can say with pride that has happened. And I'm very grateful for my public sector's career. I'm grateful for the experience I've had. I'm grateful for the changes that may be in place because Lazandra was sitting at the table when that decision was being made, raised her hand and interjected, hey, we're not looking at this completely. Or how about we ask the people who are being impacted by this decision to make sure they weigh in? So I have no regrets about my 20-year plus career in the public sector. It was a wonderful experience until it wasn't, until it became clear that I was drawing to the end. Excuse me. I was itching and it was burning me. I'm like, okay, I have to scratch. There was something on my face. Yeah, it was drawing near to the end. And when I realized that it was enough was enough, and that I have completed my journey in this part of work, and it was time to retire from the public sector. However, it was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in the public sector. So I'm curious for you, ladies that are in the senior leadership in the public sector. I'm curious about your journey. And if you can share in the comments your journey, or just think about your journey, like how did you get to the role that you're in? Did you come in? Did you start entry level? Did you come in like at a senior level? Did you go straight into the position you're in? How long have you been in? And really, I want you to take some time to think about the things that you have been able to accomplish, because it's really simple and easy, and we do it a lot. We think of all the things we haven't been able to do. But I know you've done some things, and it's probably been multiple things. And I want you to sit and take stock in what you have been able to accomplish in the time that you've been in the public sector. Pat on the back, a clap, I mean, whatever. Celebrate yourself. Even if you don't feel, I won't say that you don't feel like you deserve it. You may be feeling that way. But even if you're not getting the accolades that you feel like you need from the people around you, I want you to sit and think about your journey to where you are today. And I want you to look for all the good things that happen, that because you are in this role, this was able to happen. Now it's easy, again, to go to all the things that didn't happen, but what about all the good things that have happened? I want you to sit with that, because that was important as I made my decision to exit and retire. Part of that was, what have I accomplished? And so I can walk away with my head held high of the things that I've been able to accomplish. And it's been quite a bit. Like, I started out in the public sector. My very first job, I was a clerk, and I retired as an executive director. So take some time and think about your journey as you contemplate, as you think about supporting your role, as you think about it's time to exit, or what it will look like on the other side of employment in the public sector. What does that look like? I want you to think about all the things that you've been able to accomplish. So thank you for listening. I hope that you heard something that resonated with you. I want you really to take that time. If you so desire, please comment. Like, think about one thing that you've been able to do in your professional career as a senior leader, Black woman in the public sector. Put it in the comments, something that you've been able to do. there's no big and small, right? There's no big and small. There just is. These are things that you accomplished. Put it in the comment. So please comment. Please like this video if I share the algorithm. YouTube is about algorithms. And so this will bring this video to other women that are in the public sector, that are Black women who are leaders and senior leaders in the public sector. And please subscribe. There will be more content. I really want to spend a little more time and go a little deeper about my clerk to executive director. What happened? How did I get there? And ultimately, my decision to retire and spend some more talking there. So there'll definitely be more videos. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.